Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Oh, come on in, please. Have a seat. Make yourself at home. It's Captain Gyro coming at you today with another League of Dracula 2024 live tournament game. Today we've got Mistergreen as the hunters, and he's playing Wyrmtalon, who is, of course, Dracula. Let's see how these two seasoned veterans square off against each other today. Yes, good luck, good luck. Have fun. Have fun, everybody. Yes, everybody have a good time. That's what it's all about. Now let's get to it. Hey, Jordy. Welcome. Hope you enjoy the show. So we've got superhero start here. Is it still the superhero start if they both start in Munich instead of Vienna? I would say yes. But yeah, this is the classic here with Seward and Godalming in Vienna. We got Dr. Van Helsing in London and Mina in Madrid. Here we go. Starts playing. Don't know exactly how these two are doing so far. I think I've seen Wyrmtalon win a game as Dracula. I remember him doing some sneaky moves near Paris with a misdirect, and Strasbourg was involved. I think he won that game, or if I'm not mistaken. Mistergreen, having just joined the tournament. Oh, hey, welcome, Snuff. Welcome. Yeah, good to see you. I think this is Mistergreen's first game of the tournament since he just joined to replace somebody. So we'll see how he's doing. Oh, hey, who have we got here then? Uh-oh. Well, we might have a guest here shortly. Hang tight, everybody. Hello?
Hello.
Hey! There he is.
Here I am.
How we doing?
Not too bad. I didn't expect to be here. But
Yeah.
plans. I'll get into the game in a second. I'll get your stream up.
No worries. Welcome aboard. Good to have you.
Good. Good to be with you.
I was just telling the crowd that we've got Mistergreen, guy who was so good at Clue, or Cluedo, as my buddy Scott Sword would call it, that they named one of the characters after him. He's up against Wyrmtalon. Wyrmtalon's been playing pretty well, right? What has he got, like 1 win, 1 loss? Something like that?
For me, I assume that's a fault on my end and not you.
Oh, yeah, you sound like a robot. That's unfortunate. I do like that movie Terminator, but not that much. Hopefully we can straighten that out in a minute for the good folks. Ticketing, normal first couple of days stuff. Nothing to see here. He's gonna trade. What's he doing? Ticket.
Okay, I'm in the game now.
Oh,
Hopefully.
there you are.
Hopefully robot. Yeah, that's good. You're not robot anymore. I think it's just when I'm trying to load stuff, my computer kind of
No,
or
no,
Discord just fails.
you sounded like the robot, not the other way around.
Okay, that's fine. That means it's probably the stream. The stream. It would be clear for you. Yeah, I was hearing you as robotic, but the stream would hear you fine. That's good. That's good. That's good.
I'm only joking around.
No worries.
So how are you?
Oh, you're not good. Are you not in the game? It says you're not spectating.
No, I'm here. I see you.
Oh,
That's just a bug.
that's just a bug then.
Yeah, I can see you here.
Sorry. Was there a question?
Yeah, how are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm doing well. How about
Yeah,
yourself?
I'm doing just fine, actually. I'm having a great day. Drinking my tea
Good.
here, taking in some Fury of Dracula.
Nice.
I'm not sure if
Very
it's
good.
exactly tea time right now, but if it's Fury of Dracula time, then it's tea time.
Exactly. Every time is tea time.
So,
Snuff's wanting to give a shout out.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, great point. Wyrmtalon taking his victories and moving on and saying, you know what, I'll take on all comers. Bring on Mistergreen too.
Hmm. So people don't know what this is about. Basically, you asked me, has Wyrmtalon played well? And he has. He had 2 wins on the board. But then one of the players dropped out, and it was the one that Wyrmtalon played twice. And Mistergreen is the replacement. Yeah, well, Mistergreen was willing to come in with a 0-3 record as admin. We were happy with that. It's not ideal, but I mean, it's the best case, best of a bad situation. But Wyrmtalon was like, no, we'll replay, and I think they've organised it so all the matches will be done within the next couple of days, which is phenomenal. So just worked out well. So yeah, Wyrmtalon definitely deserves the weekend off after all this.
Makes for more viewing too.
Mm-hmm.
So lucky us.
Indeed. It's great to see Mistergreen back. A lot of the new players won't even probably know who Mistergreen is, to be honest. He wasn't in the Immortal Invitational, and obviously wasn't really about during New Blood. Wouldn't have been in New Blood anyway, given his past record, but he wasn't even commentating or anything. And he used to be a permanent member of like the Discord, always asking for games, but hasn't been so much. Yeah, a lot of the new players probably don't even know who Mistergreen is and what sort of his history, the community, and the respect that the OGs have for him, because he is an OG himself.
I want to talk about what a great player he is, but to be honest with you, I can't recall if I've ever played Mistergreen. I want to say.
Oh, that's
I
impossible.
want to say I haven't.
What? That's impossible.
I know, isn't that wacky? I could be mistaken, but I remember most of my games, especially if it's somebody I've never played before, and I don't recall playing him.
Ah. Interesting. It's possible. I think the thing is, when I joined the community, Mr. Green was already in the community at that point.
Right.
And pretty much, I'm not like my first 50 games were probably against Mr. Green, because he was always asking for games, and I wanted to learn. So, and then he'd go away for a break and then come back, and yeah, there's always a lot of hype for me as soon as I see that little message in the Discord saying Mr. Green looking for game. There's always hype.
Yeah, the Discord was a lot smaller back then, huh? I must imagine.
Yeah. When I joined, the regular players were Mr. Green and Roscoe on the European side, and then Pirate Joe and Quincy was on the American side. And there would be some overlap. Mr. Green would play quite a bit against Quincy, just because Mr. Green played at all hours of the day. I remember watching Quincy's videos and always seeing him play against Mr. Green. And then the minute I went to the Discord for the very first time and said, I'm looking for a game, Mr. Green appeared. And I remember being really hyped, going, oh my god, this really famous player who's on YouTube. Out of all the players in this community, I'm going to play against him first. And it's like, no, there are literally like 4 of us here.
I think
there were more people, but that Warcraft was also there as well. He joined about a month before me, I think.
Okay.
But they were like the 4 regular people who'd been there and and stuck around a long time. So it's really good to see not only Quincy in this tournament but also Mistergreen as well.
Yeah, I think Quincy was the first guy I played in the Discord. I remember looking for game and he responded to me. I was like, oh my gosh, it's this guy whose videos I just watched. What are the odds? It turns out pretty good.
Yeah. Now it's different. People don't know. I like it when people now are like, oh, there's not much activity in this Discord. You have no idea.
Oh, it's so easy to get a game, relatively. Like,
yeah.
We got Pizza Wizard in the chat now.
We do. Hello, Pizza Wizard. Hello, Geordie. Hello, Snuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Mistergreen play again, and see what sort of form he's in. And obviously, Wyrmtalon had 2 good wins against Gyro, which is no longer with us in the tournament, and then lost a game against Quincy as Dracula. Oh no, sorry, Wyrmtalon's playing as Hunters, Quincy was playing as Dracula. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. No, Mr. Rect, which is very interesting. Maybe I might be on now.
Yeah, that was a wild game.
Mental.
Against Quincy, did you see any of that?
I was streaming it, I think. I definitely watched it live. I was either streaming it or I was co-comming with somebody.
I watched it like in the game, and then later Quincy put up his point of view. What a wacky game. Way to just take advantage.
Yeah, mental.
Very well played.
Yeah, Pizza Wizard, that is basically my same experience too. Playing a lot against Mistergreen and losing a lot against Mistergreen. Yeah, if you look at like the first summer hiatus I ever did, I had loads of videos banked up, so many of them against Mistergreen, and most of them were defeats. It's yeah, he's very good. I mean, there's so many good players in the community, but in some ways I hope that he wins a tournament one day, because he deserves it. Because he is generally very, very good. But yeah, just in tournaments, something happens. Something goes wrong with Mistergreen, and it just doesn't quite click for some reason.
Maybe it'll be this time.
It could be. He's made the comeback.
Let's see what happens. Here's Sister Agatha. Probably gonna search. What do you think? I think Dracula Highway.
Dracula Highway, the little small city highway.
Yeah, in Central Europe.
We've seen quite a lot of. Quincy was making point in one of the other games I was streaming earlier. There's been a lot of. Fair enough. There's been a lot of sort of France starts. Clermont-Ferrand, Nantes. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it honestly. Especially with superheroes starting play, the East is less likely. Yeah, interesting that.
Okay.
Mistergreen hasn't really. Oh, never mind. He's in the East. Never mind.
Don't get excited. Just read the newspaper. I wonder where Dracula could be. Hey, did you check the newspaper? Headline: Dracula in Klausenberg.
It's interesting how Mistergreen hasn't replayed. He's only played the Immortal update or updated version of the game, I should say. Only in the last 2 days since he's come back into the tournament. Maybe a couple of practice games throughout the summer, but not many. So he doesn't really know like the meta. But then again, he's done superhero start, which is not really Mistergreen's thing. He's normally, he was the one. We give a lot of credit to Pizza Wizard for the Pizza Wizard start, and rightly so, because Pizza Wizard really kind of made that, a consistent thing. But I'm gonna say also back in the day, Mistergreen did also dabble with the Pizza Wizard start, but didn't make it a regular thing.
Which is that's Godalming in 58 and Seward in 8.
That's right. Yeah, it's the same as Skulls, but Seward's up in Bordeaux. Yeah.
What if you did that, but then you also put Mina in Madrid?
So Seward's in Bordeaux and Mina's in Madrid.
Yeah.
Oh,
you put Mina in Genoa.
That I probably wouldn't mind.
Yeah, so you could threaten to scan Italy.
Yeah, no, I could probably see it like that. But then there'll be no trading at all.
Godalming draws 4 horses in the first 2 nights.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter was admitting that he got it from Mistergreen. What do you make of this no misdirect?
Yeah. I've heard a lot of chatter about this going on, you know, maybe the misdirect early is overrated. I mean, there was no way for him to know how the newspapers were going to fall out, right? So, I guess he was just thinking it's all about encounter economy, right? If you can play fog 4 times in a game, like why wouldn't you? Right? You ever pulled that off?
I don't think I've ever done it 4 times.
I did it once. You have to land move a lot, and that's a big part of it is that starting location. That's one more encounter you can get out of your hand.
And you have to get a lot of timing right in terms of when the deck resets. You got to make sure that both the fogs are in that discard pile, not on the trail. Yeah.
That's tricky. Granted, I mean, you're going to lose one of them to Behind the Veil anyway, and that's fine. I still consider that a fog, right? Like, a fog that you lose to Behind the Veil is still one that Dracula at least got to see in his hand. It's unfortunate, but it's better than one that you never got to draw. So I'm actually kind of a big fan of early fogs on the trail. Because you're either going to rob them of a forewarned. Oh, here's one of the newspapers and glass. Okay, get an idea what's going on here. You're either going to rob them of, like, how do I put it? I lost my train of thought.
You're operating under the you're going to use it or lose it scenario.
Right.
And you'd rather use it than get sniped.
Right. They run there and they try to deal with the encounter, and then you fog them, and then maybe the encounter matures. Maybe it doesn't, but then they're sitting there stuck in fog. Dracula can get away now and get away from where he put that fog down. Get some distance between him and the hunter. Oh, Dracula's Dracula's about to get to Munich and escape by wolf form, you know, but here's Godalming, he's stuck in Amsterdam dealing with fog, right?
Right.
He's far behind now.
And the mature, even if you put it down really early, the mature effect is still decent, especially because you can put it on a land space and you still get the 2 fog tokens.
Yep. And worst case, you just layer it, and then maybe, I mean, a layer with fog can turn your whole strategy. Be like, oh, now I have to get back there. Then I can time that, and then I can go to sea.
Or if it's a location that you know is very high traffic, that hunters will go through a lot. Geordie in the chat is just getting flashbacks.
I had a game against Strider the other night where he jumped onto me and I played my fog. He goes, how? I don't understand. We went through 2 fogs already.
The deck reset.
It's because I hadn't gone to sea the entire game. I just kept moving by land and layering everything you can.
Right. Imagine you get like an early fog. You get no early vampire, but you get very early fog and like double desecrated soil or something.
Yeah. I mean,
you could race through your deck.
Yeah, you could. And you could also get in a fight and then get some healing out of that. And if they use their heavenly hosts on you, then they won't be able to deal with those soils.
Right.
And then you get your health back, and the fight was like pointless for them, and maybe you broke some weapons along the way. The best encounter that Dracula has is a fight at night with Dracula. But that's his best encounter card. You played your knife and Dracula played strength. Well, that's like a spy where you lose your knife, but also you take 2 damage, just like a bodyguard's.
But you're also still stuck in the combat. It's not just
Right.
like a spy where it's like, okay, that's done.
Now he hits you with claws. Well, that's another 4 damage. That's like a wolves. I mean, the value he can get out of a fight can be tantamount to hitting the hunter with multiple encounter cards at the same time, or one right after the next.
So especially if
bad
you can
ambush.
use the
Pizza, yeah, the bad ambush. Yeah,
yeah,
you hit them with the bats. They're pushed into a fight with a vampire, and you do that to them with a vampire in a night fight, and don't risk Dracula's damage.
But or if you're able to get like a weakened hunter in whatever way into fog, and you can just stay there, and go, oh, I'm gonna fight you now.
Yeah.
And they can't walk out during the next day phase, and they're just stuck there with you, and you just break their stuff.
Yeah, nobody can walk in.
It can go horribly wrong depending which hunter it is, but.
And if you're on a small city, so they can't get new items, even better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got some action here now. We're dealing with Belgrade. Okay.
So where's the lair then?
I guess he checked 11 and 53. The lair's probably 10, you would think.
How do you get out of Galatz then? It must be Sophia's the lair.
Sophia's the lair, and then yeah, you're right. And then he went to Belgrade.
Maybe he's in Varna now, and then he goes back to Sophia and makes it a double. Maybe.
Yeah.
It could also be Sarajevo.
It could.
When they're trying to get in to deal with him, he wallops them with bats or something in there.
Sarajevo's not the worst place for a lair. It just kind of sucks when they horse right over it.
Right.
Like whichever way they're going, it doesn't really matter. They can kind of horse over it. I think Sophia's probably a better place for a lair. Hopefully you did that. You go 50, you go 6, 28, 22. Then he went to 10, and then he either hid there, or he went straight on to 17 and 56. Maybe he's hiding in 17.
Unless it is Sarajevo, and he just went straight. He ignored the Black Sea and went Bucharest, Sofia, and then now he's in Salonika. Maybe.
Pizza Wizard's agreeing about the strategy of beating somebody up in a port, and also referencing his tournament game against me where I was hunters and Godalming got trapped with Dracula in a port with fog in Valona, and then Dracula killed him. I lost the game because of that.
Brutal.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
And Seward getting beaten up here at night, can't heal.
What do you get hit by?
Takes
a mob?
More damage from the mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit by the mob. Oh dear, all the holy bullets are gone. Pizza Wizard will be fuming.
Not good. It's interesting. I was thinking about the holy bullets as a counter to the anti-stake ambush. Right? Like the meta sort of dictates that everybody's going to have a stake, so Dracula's going to ambush. But you get to shake that up a little bit if you just want to carry a gun with holy bullets. Catch him in the day fight. You get 3 chances to land it, right? And you think, because in round 4 the vampire might try to escape, because by then he might realize what's going on. But if you have a rifle that stops escape is bad. So that could be another shot at it. Yeah, so you've got a pistol and a rifle and holy bullets. As long as Dracula doesn't know what's going on and he thinks, oh, I should ambush, could be a stake.
The issue is, if I see a gun being played turn 1, even if I block it with strength or mesmerize, I know that there's a holy bullets coming. And then as the vampire, you have to adjust your strategy for combat. But then maybe if you only have that one cancel card and he wallops you with the holy bullets next turn, you might not be able to stop it.
Exactly. If you played his gun already and you're not dead yet, then you must have played a strength or a mesmerize. Unless it's a new vampire, right? They changed the math a little bit That's fine. That's why you can double team them. And double teaming them with holy bullets is, I mean, they're just as dead. But yeah,
Wyrmtalon not wanting to take the risk to stick around.
Pretty good at killing the old Reckless, and Reckless is one of Dracula's best cards when you really think about it.
Yep. Pizza Wizard's taking notes now. Play gun against Scott so to make him think I'm going for the meme holy bullets.
Oh, he's got the
They
holy
just play
bullets for
Heavy Hose to
sure.
turn
He
off to-
doesn't even have it. Yeah. Oh, my favorite is your little trick where you rock the double knife and a holy host. And then you let the vampire know about the double knife. You deliberately show 2 knives in a row.
Right.
And then right afterwards, you throw the holy host, because surely he wouldn't be so crazy as to fang, right?
Yeah. Not often that works, because then it'll only be on Seward or someone has no horses.
Right.
I do like baiting people with double knife on Mina. I get her deliberately mesmerized. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. I just keep playing knives. Oh my goodness, this is a very...
Well, that's why Crucifix can actually be not such a bad card. Like, it is sort of swingy. It's not maybe as reliable as good old knife, but the fact that it has a little more flexibility, right? Because if you think they're gonna fang, you play Crucifix, but you might also catch a Mesmerize half the time.
Right. It's not good though in like multi-hunter combats.
No, not so much. But even then, it's not useless. I mean, Dracula has to attack somebody, right?
Yeah. Interesting that Mistergreen here has used Sense of Emergency to get all the way to Galatz. When Dracula seemingly is gone to sea and is now going to head in the opposite direction. I wonder if he'll regret that later.
Maybe he'll be able to just hop on the rails and go back.
Yeah. Oh, he's got
Turn 1 dodge. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're both taking notes. We're both spying on Mr. Green because Pizza Wiz and I have to deal with Mr. Green in the next league phase. Oh, classic Mr. Green.
Turn 1 dodge is very in season right now.
It is in season.
It's very stylish.
I think that's something that Quincy said, though, that the combat meta is always going to keep shifting, because if everybody knows that they're going to dodge first round, then they'll do plotting.
Right.
Or they won't use the Mesmerize, they'll do something else. So then naturally it'll just swing back in the other direction. We'll go, oh, well, if they're going to play plotting against me most round ones, then I'll escape or whatever. So.
Yeah, testament to the game design, really, that the rock paper scissors options all sort of have equal weight. I mean, yeah, situationally you're going to be able to read into what the hunter wants to do, right? Like if it's Mina and she has a stake revealed, then obviously you know she wants to escape.
Right.
But even then, she can use that to turn the tables on you and play a knife instead, and now you fang right into the knife.
Right. Right.
It's just constantly it balances itself out in a way. There's not an option that's so appealing as to be better than all the others. And if it is, there's a counter.
And even if you do escape round 1 and you get mesmerized, it's still then a 50-50 punch or dodge next.
Right.
And you get it right sometimes, you get it wrong sometimes. Van Helsing's finally moving over.
Yeah, plotting is one of those things you just gotta sniff out.
No, he's... I wonder if he's gonna have enough movement to head back.
Sofia's not the lair, though.
No, so it must have been Sarajevo then.
Must have been. Couldn't be 53, right? Wasn't that check?
No, Gadami has a stake. That's a dead vampire right there.
Got him.
Got him good.
I know, I'm fairly sure that 53 was checked, although I could be wrong.
Oh, he's got a steak. Good grief, they're very well prepared. Oh!
Is that another one? Oh, it's another mob. Yeah. Oof.
God.
It's
Well, in
tricky
some ways,
though.
good job Gadami went all the way over there. He wouldn't be able to go to Galatz to deal with that.
He would have been too hurt.
Yeah. Oh, they've all got stakes. What is this? Good
Yeah.
spy. Very good spy.
He's on a crusade right now. Root him out.
Mm.
Spy in 50 is good. Yeah, I mean, she can just go straight to 10 and get a new one, new item.
Right. But what happens if there's also another spy in there? I don't know if we've seen it yet, but imagine there's a second spy in there. Just really
Godalming will
thinking
run
about
into
this.
it. Godalming will go there first. Okay, no pistol.
Hmm.
Actually, we don't know which sea zone he's in yet.
No, we don't, do we?
Nicely played, Dracula.
I assume Salonica.
Ooh, and he's
Oh.
gonna misdirect it.
Oh.
That's a play I haven't seen in a long, long time, and I like it. That's pretty cool. I don't know that I'd have done it, but it's cool to see it.
I don't know how much value he gets out of it.
I don't
not
either.
It's not as from Iberia. It's very good because then you don't know if you're going. You know, you can really split the board in half, but I don't know if it's as good in the
The problem is that if he left from the Adriatic, he's now in the Ionian. If he left from the Ionian, he's probably in the Turanian because there's no way he would actually go to Black Sea, right? That'd be crazy.
Right.
And even if he did, you'd just be able to psychic bond.
Right, that's interesting. We'll see if it works out or not. I mean, if now Huns suddenly have money trail ready, then it wasn't worth it.
Unfortunate thing for Dracula is those mobs. He wasn't really able to take advantage of them. Seward is still hurt. So if Dracula's in the Turanian right now and he lands in Genoa, then maybe he can still take advantage of Seward being hurt. But if he just heals right up over the next few nights, then it's like those mobs didn't even happen. You don't get any value out of them.
Right.
One of the trickiest things for Dracula is taking advantage of damage, because usually what's going to happen is by the time the hunters encounter the Dracula encounters, and they suffer the damage, by then Dracula is far away, and he'll likely be going to sea at a certain point. You know what I mean? You have to like sort of linger around or double back or do something weird with a hide, and then hopefully that damaged hunter stumbles into Dracula, and then you can beat him up, finish the job, you know. Damage is just it's so hard to capitalize on in this game.
Right.
You have to really play for it. You have to plan around it and play for the damage. One good place to start, I tell people, is at the very least what you can do is notice who's really damaged and just realize that you don't have to run away from that hunter quite so much. Right? If they jump onto you and Dracula's still at full health, it's not that big a deal. If they're at 2, you know.
Yeah, the problem is the damage on Sue doesn't stick long enough because he can just heal too much.
Exactly.
And because Mistergreen had committed a third hunter into the east here, They didn't really have a trouble dealing with this trail. Oh, but oh, they traded a weapon, so she has a weapon now. Very nicely played by Mistergreen there, not to get the delay. But now it has to reveal he has a knife.
Yeah, very well played. Yeah, Dracula knows about the knife now, but that's fine.
Godalming's beaten up too. Yeah, he's gonna be interesting because Wyrmtalon's basically sacrificed an encounter, which might have been difficult to deal with, over, has prioritized hiding and the obfuscation.
Right.
Will that be enough? So it could, yeah, it could be any it could be 4 seasons.
He could have gone he could have gone Varna to Black Sea to Ionian with a wolf form. Or he could have gone Salonika to Ionian to Black Sea with a wolf form, or to Adriatic or Turanian with a wolf form. I mean, for all he's done, there's some trickery involved, sure, but it's not really that different than if we knew right now that he was in the Turanian, right?
Right. I mean, we can probably rule out Black Sea to Ionian, or Ionian to Black Sea. It's just very unlikely, especially the fact that you got 2 hunters just sitting here ready to scan. That's very risky. So we're looking at an Adriatic to Ionian is also very unlikely for the same reason. So it's probably Ionian to Adriatic or Ionian to Turanian.
Exactly.
Which again is not really much different from the normal state of play, right? So
exactly. So here we go.
Oh, and he draws newspaper, so he doesn't even need to worry about it.
Still, well, he still has. Some obfuscation on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't. I mean, we were already relatively sure of that.
I mean, he could have been sneaking in like Wolfram to Salonika, and then he goes to Valona, Athens, hides, feeds, and by that time Ionian should be off the trails. Then he can leave again, but he's going to get found out very quickly. Maybe he's just going to take advantage of the fact that Seward and Godalming are weak in terms of health. And stay away from Van Helsing, because Van Helsing's like the unknown quantity, right? Unless he's just gone for pure distance, he's Wolfram to Marseille.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd probably want to be in Marseille, because hopefully Van Helsing just trains right on. Dracula is in Germania, so it looks like.
Oh, snap! I guess he was hoping that Seward would just bumble into him.
Right. And you can get in a fight, beat him up, or get away as a bat.
Right. Things we don't know many of Seward's items. He just has a stake on a horse. We don't know what the other 2 things are, because he's just been absorbing all of that damage. Given Van Helsing has horses, Marseille's not so risky to go through, but in the end it was Munich, so.
Yeah,
we know where he is now.
I mean, they're both good spots, because if you're in Munich, like you said, maybe Seward will walk onto you. And if you're in Marseille, maybe Van Helsing will walk onto you with his horses. I think it's like, that's what you play for here, is you hope that one of them gets in a fight with you so you can clear your wolf form and escape as a bat.
Right.
But you have to play your encounter accordingly, right? So you want to put down a spy, right? Then you can ambush with the spy. Or you can use wolves or something like that. Something you can ambush with and then clear.
Right. Maybe he could be really sneaky here and decide to hide in Munich. And you could ambush with like a spy and then also combine it with a bodyguards or all wolves, say.
Right.
Do loads of damage to Seward, almost kill, and he can either kill Seward, or you can then look to escape his back. He doesn't have a weapon to counter. And we know he's only got a pistol. There was a pistol got revealed, I think, right? No, that was Mina had a pistol, my bad.
So if you're Dracula, do you feed here?
Maybe, or you can take the risk and maybe hide or just keep moving around. I mean, Munich has got a lot of connections, so it's going to take a little bit to check. Oh. Pizza Wizard is
Exactly.
directing something at
Why
you.
can't it just be as simple as that? Dr. Seward walks on. Here you get in a fight with him. You play your spy, so he has to discard his pistol. You strength his knife, and you're out of there. Easy breezy. The only way it could be better is if it was Sunday. That's when you want to do it. Sunday before the first despair token comes down. Yeah.
Ah, so you can escape earlier.
You can escape
right?
in the second round. You just play strength,
See,
escape.
if I tried that, the hunter who'd walk onto me would have a forewarned and then a heroic leap.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, it's not foolproof, okay? Your results may vary. All right. Attempt
Ooh,
at
he
your
could've-
own
yeah, yeah.
risk.
Good Charlie Carriage. Makes sense why then he used the sense of emergency
see
the
if
way he
he's
did.
going to the Adriatic. Well,
No, he
I
will
mean,
fall from the Adriatic.
yeah, if you caught him there, that
But
would
he,
be
but
a
he
little
could have
weird.
gone back into Venice to go down the boot, right?
Right. Try to be a little clever. Plus, I mean, now you're in Venice, you're in a pretty relevant spot, so yeah, that's fine.
Hmm.
What does Seward
Yeah, Pizza
have?
Wizard at the moment looks in good form. He's cleared the trail, no points. We know where Dracula is, kind of, within reason.
Yeah, you need to get moving. I agree with Pizza Wizard. You need to start creating some obfuscation. This is where you use the triangle right here, the 51, 41, 60 triangle between Strasbourg, Nuremberg, and Zurich. This is where you have to take advantage of the triangle. So yeah.
Oh, did I say? Did I say Pizza Wizard? Oh well, yeah. Pizza Wizard is in good form. So I meant Mistergreen. Oops. Pizza Wizard is in good form, by the way. You've won all your games so far. You are in good form.
Certainly. Certainly is. Okay, so
Anybody doesn't know that the group in the next league phase is myself, Pizza Wizard, and Mistergreen. Welcome to the group of death. Gnarly.
Did he go to 59?
Have they removed pins? No.
37?
No. They haven't removed pins.
Only one.
Oh.
Well, yeah, so much for that misdirect. Hypnosis dealt with that.
Yeah, and also the newspaper, right? No, newspaper? How did they reveal the Ionian? Was it newspaper?
Newspaper revealed Ionian.
Yeah. So
But
got
still,
all his newspapers.
the Ionian didn't really tell us that much. It was the hypnosis that really gave it away. Yeah, I mean, he's in a little bit of a pickle, old Drac, but not over yet. If he's in Milan, he can go to 36 and put down Fog. If he's in 59, maybe he can just go straight to 49, and he'll still have probably a couple of days before any hunters are on him. Go from 49 to, he has options at that point. He could go to Sophia, he could go to 6, he could use those options to lose the hunters.
You have to hope he didn't hide here. Yeah, that'd be really unfortunate. That'd be really unfortunate if he'd used hide.
It would not be great, no.
No. What rules? Absolutely incredible. Unless he tries to be really sneaky and goes back east here, but then Mina might jump on you. then she's got a planned ambush. Ugh. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But this is the kind of the situation in the game you don't want to be in as Dracula, right? Where the hunters have a trail to deal with, but they've got loads of time to deal with it, so they can concentrate on trying to box you in.
Oh yeah, you never know what's gonna happen here. Is Mr. Green just gonna pull the trigger on some big renewed vigor combo and try to finish you off? It's a dangerous position. Yeah, there's times when you know the hunters are gonna deal with the trail, and then there's times where you're not exactly sure if they're even gonna bother or not.
Right. Wolfoming to Munich is very risky because, yeah, like something like a hypnosis, it's the only location it could be. Whereas if it says, oh, he was in Italy,
Right.
there's a lot more places you could be. That's the issue. I like the idea of going to Munich because Stuart might just randomly bump into you. You can head up north. You can go in lots of different directions, but the risk of a hypnosis.
Did she play hypnosis during the day or the night? I already
Day.
forgot. Day. So did he speedy
Yeah.
telegraph for that, or did he? He
No.
didn't. No.
I guess he just didn't care about the ordering.
So it revealed it was
He moved up when
Germany.
people would.
So he knew it was Munich. Do you think if he had consecrated ground, he would have played it? Since he
I would
knew
say so.
Dracula was in Munich. Here's the renewed vigor. This is what I was talking about.
And speed telegraph combo.
Yeah.
This could be very good. Yeah, that makes sense. Mina moving first. Should be able to rule out the east. Oh.
Okay.
No.
So that's Milan then, and then he's probably in Marseille right now.
Oh, it's what?
So he went to 58. He went to Vienna.
Oh, he did. Did he actually hide?
Maybe-
He hid in
maybe
Munich
he's-
and then went to
maybe-
Vienna.
No, he didn't hit. No, he went Vienna and then he went Prague.
No, because Sud was sitting in Vienna. There.
Oh, he
Sud was sitting in
was.
Vienna and only
Oh,
vacated it last turn. Oh. He did hide. Yikes. Sarajevo was on the trail, so it's very unlikely that he was in Zagreb. But I mean, it's a good place to check. And he rolled. Well, imagine if Mina rolled slow there. He wouldn't be able to find that out. Ooh.
This doesn't look
Godalming
good
can definitely get there.
for old Dracula.
Well, it depends on what the encounter is, right? Because the thing is, Godalming's a bit beaten up. Seward has movement, but he's also a bit beaten up. He can then heal with his second action. But imagine if he rolls slow. Ooh, this is risky. Okay, he got there.
You're right though. Even though 6 seems like a lot of health, if he gets there and gets hit by a wolves or a rats or something, now he's down to 4. Then a claws could actually kill you before your heavenly host even lands.
Right, right.
You'd be surprised how quickly damage catches up.
Oh, but this is actually a very clever play here by Mr. Green. He's using the speed telegraph really well because he can get Godalming to heal double now.
Ah, very nice.
This speedy telegraph is very good. This is how speed telegraph should be used, in conjunction with other events or with renewed vigor, and you can read. And now Van Helsing has a free action. He can't get into this fight unless he has a chartered carriage again, or he can try and trade something.
Because of that speedy telegraph, Mina was able to check not 1 but 2 different locations, confirming where Dracula was.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's able to do it in a way where Mina moves first, and then Van Helsing, and then Mina again. And he didn't even ambush with Vienna. If that was a damaging encounter, you probably would have wished he'd ambush with that.
Maybe he was...
Ooh.
I don't know. Who knows what he was waiting
Expecting
for.
Van Helsing, but Van Helsing had already moved with horses, so you need a chartered carriage to get in.
Maybe he was hoping to get away with one more turn of being sneaky and putting down other stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, hidden Munich. He wanted to bait Seward in, and Mr. Green didn't fall for it. Yeah, this is very scary
maybe
for
you're
Jack.
right. Maybe he was thinking, oh, Dr. Seward's still kind of damaged. he'll move to Munich to deal with the trail, and that's when he'll jump onto me, and I'll hit him with 2 encounters and a fight and finish him off, right? But it didn't quite work out that way.
The comment.
You gotta escape as a bat.
Right. Well, yeah, say goodbye to escape as a bat.
Dr. Seward's got the
Because you got Lucy's
garlic
Revenge in
wreath.
play.
Yep.
Yikes. Yeah, I'm planned out. Yeah, this is gnarly. Oh. Well, if he can escape as bat, he's got the castle.
He can do it in round 3. And yeah,
No, because he's got Lucy's Revenge.
Yeah, you're right.
So he has to get Godalming out of the fight, or he has to escape once and then escape again.
But I like how you're thinking with getting to the castle. Because if you can
escape as bat, it's hopeless.
If you can escape as a bat and then wolf form, you can practically get all the way to the castle. Yeah.
Oh, he's risking the fangs on Seward.
Oh no!
Oh,
he's got a knife. Look out!
He thought he was baiting him to the heavenly hose, and then he just hits him with knife. Yikes! Oh my god! Yeah, this is.
I like to lead with weapons for that reason. Generally.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't always do the same thing, but. If you get hit by strength, at least you've still got the heavenly host, right?
Good try. Yeah. Oh, poor Wyrmtalon. Yeah. Yeah, he gambled and he lost the he lost the gamble badly.
Tried to pull a sneaky.
Oh no. And then the gamble with the garlic reef too. Good knife by Mistergreen there on Seward. You just have to go for it and just hope.
Seward should have just he should have punched him. Would it have done more damage? It would have done 5 instead of 3. But after Dracula healed for 2, it would have still just been net 3 anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Wyrmtalon should have taken those 2 free wins.
Oh dear.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Yeah,
good effort.
Nice win for Mistergreen there. Yeah, good try. I mean, you could imagine a different world where the Hunter player did move Dr. Seward onto Munich too early and gets caught in a fight with a healthy Dracula, and he's got to deal with 2 encounters before the fight. But I think it's a testament to skill that Mistergreen says, I'm having none of that.
No,
I'm not interested in that at all. I'm just going to sit here and supply and heal until you can only be in like one of 3 locations, and then we're going to Renewed Vigor and kill you.
Especially when you've got Renewed Vigor in your back pocket, right? You're gonna wait for everyone to close in and then you pull the trigger. Precisely.
Yeah, move Godalming in with that chartered carriage. Start figuring out where Dracula isn't, and then pretty soon you can go. All right, let's finish him off. You can only be in a couple of different places. With Renewed Vigor, you can check twice as many, right? And then Speedy Telegraph ensured that he could check the most relevant ones first. Yeah, very well played.
Mistergreen's an old hand. He doesn't fall for these bait tricks.
Shenanigans.
No, we've seen in previous tournaments, Mistergreen's fault is maybe being too slow.
Oh, right. I could see that. Not eager to get in a quick, unsure fight.
He's a calm and cool, calm and collected Swede. He's not gonna fall for those tricks.
That's the thing, is you don't want to rush in this game. You want to get in a fight when the odds are overwhelmingly in your favor. But I could see how that could backfire too, because if you're a bit too prudent and a bit too reserved, and you never go out on a limb or take a chance, then yeah, Dracula could maybe defeat you with really safe play. Really safe, careful play.
Because if Dracula had moved slightly differently, he could have been in Marseille then. And that Renewed Vigor wouldn't have been as effective.
Right.
But then what would happen next, I suppose? But then Dracula would have lived, so I mean, that's the thing. You can kill Dracula really quickly in this game, but you need to play it with a very sort of specific, prudent sort of mindset. I mean, aggression can work, but I think a lot of the times it doesn't, because a lot of the game is weighted towards Dracula being able to cancel your cards. You know, his combat cards always trigger first. He hits you with encounters. We saw it in the, I don't know if anybody saw it. People from the previous the live stream I did earlier today, that was an example of hunters being too eager and jumping into things that they had no right to jump into, and then it just accelerates beyond their control.
Oh, it can snowball so quickly. Especially you get in a fight with Dracula, you hit him with your holy host, and then you pull out your gun and you're gonna shoot him with your holy bullets, but then he strengths your gun and gets away his bat, right? Now you don't have a gun, you don't have a holy host. Dracula feeds and gets most of that damage back, and you're down 4 damage because he clawed you, right? Like on the way out, let's say. I mean, the losing can quickly spiral out of control into like a death spiral if you don't get a tourniquet on it quickly.
And if you lose a hunter and they had fast horses and Dracula's looking at that going, right, you've got, you know, less movement now, depending on the position of the map, of course. There can be some rail lines you can use in sense of emergencies and things, but that's consistent movement that you've lost. Take advantage of that as well. Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yeah, I like when Jordy said Greens plays like a Swiss watch.
Maybe we have to make it plays like a Swedish watch. Shame that's not a thing.
Yeah, he just moved along like a well-oiled machine until the very end. Nicely played. And good effort, Wyrmtalon.
Yeah, indeed. Try some shenanigans with the misdirect and trying to be sneaky, but yeah, the hypnosis was very unfortunate because it made it very obvious where he was. And if it said he was in Italy, that's a different matter because it could be Milan or Venice or Genoa or anywhere, you know, down the boot. So yeah,
it's so difficult to have a lot of sea travel, even if it is only like 2 sea spaces. When it's early on and you misdirected your last encounter and they've already dealt with the other encounters, now you have no trail. They can kind of just wait and sort of figure out where you landed.
Yeah.
I would almost rather get in a 2-on-1 and escape as a bat than have to take a boat, right? You get in a fight with the hunters, maybe you're hardly going to take any damage at all. Or maybe you'll take a ton of damage, right? But hopefully either way, you can still escape as a bat. And then you set yourself up for like the next act of the game.
If the position of the fight is right and the escape as a bat is very powerful in terms of putting you in all different directions, then you potentially will form on top of that.
Right.
Suddenly they've got a huge amount of the board to cover if there's still encounters to deal with. Yeah.
And you can't money trail that.
No, you can't money trail that. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to take 3 damage if you move 2 sea zones, and then you're going to wolf form, so that's going to be 4 damage.
Right.
It's kind of about as much as you'd take from a heavenly host, right? So why not actually make them use that heavenly host? If you're gonna get damaged for 4 anyway, make them pay for it by actually having to use the card. And you never know, maybe you'll get lucky and you'll fang it. And now instead of taking damage, you're actually gaining damage, or you're gaining health.
Yeah, as long as that combat goes in your favor and you don't take any more than 4.
Right, that's the real trick.
Start getting holy bullets thrown at you that you don't expect, or there's a planned ambush that then causes issue, then suddenly, you might lose.
You get dealt
the vast majority of your health for no benefit.
You get dealt the heroic leap.
Right.
Even a holy circle or an unexpected escape route can really just have you going, oh, huh, all of a sudden my plan isn't so good anymore. But yeah, there's definitely counterplay. But I think really early on it can be fun to do because hunters are less prepared, especially with their weapons.
Right.
When are you most likely to be holding on to like a pistol, right? And maybe some dogs? Very beginning of the game. Especially if the hunters had like an early newspaper and they're getting moving to go deal with Dracula's trail.
Again, I guess it depends on which hunter you're talking about. If you're talking about ones which are isolated, yeah, of course, they can be lumbered with really awkward items. The ones where they're trading, you're thinking they're going to see more items, they're more likely to move things around the way they want. But it just, who knows? It's a bit of a lottery. It's a lottery for the hunters, but it's also a lottery for Dracula in terms of how the cards fall.
Right. Right. Which is why I think maybe it's, I don't know, it's complicated, but like it's, Dracula gets a random combat hand, right? But so do the hunters in a certain way, right? Now, later in the game it's a little different because by then you've gone through the whole item deck. You should have the cards that you want. But early on, you don't always have the cards that you want. Especially when there's still maybe 5 or 6 items left in the item deck in the first week. So that's the best time as Dracula to get into a fight. Is you're hoping there's still maybe some knives in there, or there's still maybe some rifles in there. The hunters are making do with pistols, stakes,
Right.
fast horses.
Well, yeah, we saw with Mistergreen there, he had 3 stakes between all the people in the east. Imagine if some more wolves and spies and things came out, suddenly the hunters don't have those myriad of weapons at their disposal. They're still carrying around wooden sticks, which don't do anything against, wolves and rats and things.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything against plotting either.
No.
Which you can use to plot for escape his bat or his strength.
That's the thing, you got to plot round 1 because they always dodge round 1.
yeah, sometimes they do. Yeah. Well, that was fun, Scott. So those pretty pat game, I guess you could say. It's just open and shut case, if you will.
Lots of talking points. I've noticed this in looking
Dracula
at the results and things. Yeah, wrapped it all pretty quickly. I've seen quite a lot of the results so far. Obviously, we're going to publish them on Sunday. But even though hunter win rate is quite low, the times when hunters do win, they've won by stomping sort of scores. This was another 15 ideas victory.
Yeah. Dracula deaths 1. Reading the stats.
Yeah, there's not many Dracula victories with a big margin. I think probably the only one was Pizza Wizards yesterday. But a lot of the hunter wins have been really kind of stompy. It's kind of interesting. You got that sort of Dracula wins the majority of games. When hunters win, they win very hard. But I think it also depends on the matchups, right? Because it's so random. There's no seeding to this. So we'll have to see how it all pans out over the rest of the tournament, I guess.
Cool stats. They did a great job with these. Before they updated this, these stats, not only were they much more fewer to look at, they're much more abbreviated stats, but they were not even accurate more often than not.
When you're a spectator, there's a lot of stuff you don't see.
Now it's terrific. It gives you an entire breakdown of every event card and combat card and item used in the entire game.
Right. What I'd really like to happen at some point is I want some other stuff added into the post-game screen if possible, and then I really hope there's a way that in the future we can take this information and export it. So there wouldn't be a need for a post-match form anymore. You can just take this like post-match file and then punt it over to admin. And not only would it be the result logged in there, but then you could keep track of all the events which you used and so on.
You could get some nice data going on consecrated ground and games won or lost with or without it and things like that. How many times Dracula escaped as a bat and whether or not he won or lost.
Right. That's the thing. Yeah. Whereas just now we're only asking about CG. Whereas you can then start asking about how often did hunters win with renewed vigor and CG and escape as a bat and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to look at, but at the moment it's not possible. But hopefully in the future we'll go with what we've got so far and take it from there.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. I like it.
Thank you for streaming, Gyro.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me, Scott Sword. I had a good time.
Yeah,
Always good to hear your voice, buddy. And thank you everybody in the chat for watching, sticking around with us. Good game, fun time.
Absolutely. Wyrmtalon's got another one later. He's playing Quincy. That's a hard afternoon/evening for Wyrmtalon, having to deal with Mistergreen and then Quincy. I think that's very late my time. Is it like 4 hours?
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah. 4 hours from now.
Might be around to cover that one. We'll take a look.
I think
Stay
King
tuned.
said he. Yeah, absolutely. I think King said he can record it, but he maybe doesn't have a co-commentator, so you might want to get in touch with him.
Okay,
maybe.
that sounds good.
Yeah, and then the rematch between Mistergreen and Wyrmtalon is then Friday.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, well.
All right, everybody. We'll be signing off there. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.